Hi, my name is Poeartistry. I am excited to welcome you to James Poeartistry Productions. You are tuning into an incredible experience known as Poeartistry Gold, where we delve into the art of commentary, storytelling and poetry. We aim to bring you inspiring and thought-provoking content.
This is a Poeartistry Gold moment by the author James Lynch.
Poeartistry Gold number 129, Perceptive Readers. What I'm about to share with you, reasonable, sane, and sound perceptive readers, I want to share it with you because I know that you continue to realize, even though the end of a matter turned out well, you see, in this way or that way, and even happiness, I truly still want you to know that as human beings every day, being reasonable, sound, sane, wish good upon others, we don't put persons through unnecessary hardship if we can help it. And I know you're probably saying, okay, what is he about to say about this? Then this end doesn't justify the means, but at the same time, why things turn out good as well. Okay, here it is. I mentioned different Bible people, personalities, and things of that nature, and how even God, would let them express themselves. I told you it was very obvious how God enjoyed, their company. That's from some of the past podcasts and things in that nature. Even Job, Abraham being considered God's friend, and David also was a man agreeable to God's heart, and you know what type of personality David is, and that's why it was a gentle personality David had. It was a caring, it certainly was a passionate one, etc. Well, Joseph, I was thinking about him because if you read that account of Joseph, it really goes to show that even though his father loved him dearly, the other ones, blood relatives, if you will, that were around him, they didn't. It became very obvious. And you can be sure that reading those accounts showing the type of relationship God had with him by giving him dreams and things of that nature. See, the ones that God wanted him to tell about, he told, and he told in his word, the Bible, some of those dreams, Here is a thought, though. We hear about those ones that he told in the Bible, so you can feel pretty confident that even though certain ones, reacted in a bad way or an adverse way, God most likely, still had wanted Joseph to tell him in the first place, and still tell those specific dreams. Now, does that really mean that those were the only dreams that God had given Joseph? Do you really think those were the only dreams that God had given Joseph? Or those were just the dreams that God really had, placed in his word, the Bible, for a specific reason, which we later found out? Most likely, this is just a speculation, but I think a lot of persons would come to the conclusion that no, the way that God had felt about Joseph, that wasn't the only time he communicated, with him. It was just the ones we heard about, okay? And so with that as well, even though Joseph was actually, sold off into slavery, you see, kicked out of the family by actually making it seem like he was killed by a wild animal, as far as reporting it right back to his father. Those experiences, those hard experiences that he went through up until the point until God, really took that uh, hardship of living off of him, you see, those experiences gave Joseph actually skills, you see, and access, uh, experiences, all ranges of seeing them in people, and most likely even within himself, as he was still, growing up as a young man, that actually, you see, were experiences that, do you really think he would have been taught or given those experiences if it was up to the ones like his brothers who were around him? Would they have given him insight, a lot of insight that they already had, who were older than him, you see, for this reason and that reason? We all have maybe different um, crafts and skills and things of that nature, that, if a person really don't like you or what have you, they probably won't give too much, you know effort in sharing whatever it is that's special to them or what have you. Well, what I'm getting at is, even though those experiences had brought Joseph some pain and grief as he was growing up, he still gained other types of knowledge from them, you see, that then it really, uh, once Joseph had reached that maturity uh, and understanding and knowledge of certain matters, and then God went on ahead and boom, uh, uh, placed them where he wanted to place them, in this way or that way. Okay. And so I'm sharing this with you because, remember, I told you there are some people who will say, no, I'm never mad at God. And then I told you some persons to say, oh, I'm not mad at God. I'm mad at this situation or that situation or even another human. And then they'll relate the situation or what have you. And I want to go along with concluding that thought as to why. You know, God does allow things, you see, as we have observed at times, just because He is truly getting us that information, that training, still according towards His. Remember, God doesn't have to listen to nobody, but He still does things in such a way that we can learn it. And guess what? He won't even be trampling upon the free will that He gave us. He won't even be trampling upon um, His standard of what justice and conscience and things of that nature is. He won't even be trampling upon that. You see? And yet, this is what we experience in this way of Him not having um, or exercising His total dominion, so to speak, upon the world. Because remember, He's given everybody a choice to get to know Him, to even judge Him. You see, whether who He is as the God of love is who He said He's always been, or whether it's some of these other entities and spiritual beings and stuff that no longer likes Him, or whether they were right about Him. And so the the case, if you will, um, has really been settled. It really has been settled. You can see the result of God, who He is, and also the challengers who didn't like Him. And so I wanted to bring up the example of Joseph, excuse me, because God really does, you see, allow certain matters and experiences, you see, in life. And this is, you see, just observation and listening to what certain people have stated, what they've gone through in life, because He allowed that even to give you the insight, the training, um, hopefully the empathy, you see, and the compassion for matters that you just wouldn't get or learn from anywhere else. But He wants you to still know it. He wants you to know how to deal with it, and to deal with, you see, these different matters at times without Him even having to tell you. While Him even having to tell you. It'll just be a part of you because you learned it. You built those neurons and spiritual muscles, etc., to be able to understand it, empathize with it, but still, when necessary, even to judge it. You see? So, have a wonderful day, Perceptive Reader. Take care.